SK Vibemaker.
SK Vibemaker. My interviews are hotter. Oxlade's in the building, man. How about that?
I really love your intro, man. It's crazy. My interviews are hotter. It's crazy.
Because they're hotter. You know, like the self-confident, they're hotter. You know how many people I've interviewed, Oxlade?
Facts,
I've been out here, man.
Facts, man. Maximum respect, man.
Cheese, you was last year in 2019?
Yeah, 2019.
Has it changed much since you've not been here?
I mean, it still stays cold, so like, even if anything changes, I mean, as at the time I was here, there was no Brexit, so like, yeah, a couple of things changed.
Now, early in your career, you started off in the church, in the choir. You made the transition to putting out music through SoundCloud, and now you're here as a certified musician. How would you talk about the journey along that path and the transition from the church to SoundCloud to making proper music, man? And I'm not saying anyone in the church ain't making proper music, but it might sound a bit different.
I mean, church music is the most proper music. I have to just put that one out there. That's the most purest music you ever get from anyone.
Straight up.
So yeah, I think the church was a foundation. And then, you know, I never ever knew I was going to use the music to make money and whatnot. I was just doing the music for the love of it. And then, you know, when the time came and I hit realization and I'm like, damn, I think I can use this to make money. I think this is my calling. I think I was born for this. So, you know, it was a series of stages in my life where, you know, I had to just evolve, elevate and grow. Yeah.
I think that a lot of people see artists that are successful and they think that it just happens overnight. They think it's easy. Now, how would you talk about your sort of journey into sort of getting appreciated as a serious musician and making a breakthrough? Would you say that it was more easy than hard, or would you say it was more of a, you know, tricky and hard path?
It was the hardest. It was the hardest because I broke out indie without, you know, a major label. I came into the game with nobody, so I had to do strategic collaborations to benefit from their fan base and, you know, and they benefit from my music quality. So like, it was like I had this certain set of artists I worked with, majorly rappers, and, you know, I just gave them hooks and, you know, my brand kept growing. And when it was time for me to put out my personal project, I put it out and I never looked back.
I'm trying to think of the saying that they say where it's flattering when someone impersonates you, or impersonation is the sincerest flattery or something like that. I've heard some saying like that, but there's a few Oxlade impersonators out there, and I'm feeling like, I know that I've had people that have tried to mess with my name over the years and tried to copy things and that, but how do you deal with it and how do you feel about it, man? The impersonators out there trying to sort of jack your name, jack your style and all of that. How do you feel about it? How do you deal with it, man?
I mean, the only thing that can be impersonated is greatness, and it feels great to know that you're actually achieving great things and people want to be like you, people are trying to steal from you. But, you know, I'll just give one word: you need to stop it. It makes no sense. It's not helpful. It's not helping the brand. It's not helping the industry. It's not helping even you, because like your name is still unknown. You feel me? Trying to use my name or trying to use my domain to promote your music makes no sense. So it's a bad thing. It's a bad habit. You have to stop it. There's nothing more special than being yourself.
So let's talk about the name, man. This is my first time meeting you. I don't feel like I've heard the story about your name, Oxlade. I know it's not your real name, right?
It is.
It's your real name, birth certificate business.
One of my names.
One of your names. Was it an easy choice for you to say that I'm going to use one of my real names as my musician name?
So my grandpa lost his best friend the same day I was born, and his best friend's name was Oxlade, and his best friend was British. So he just gave me the name in remembrance of his best friend. But, you know, the government name is Olaiton Ikuforeji Abdurrahman. That's the name of my birth certificate. But like, where I come from, the Yoruba people bombard their kids with names. I got like 15 names or what? Like, I got bare names. So, you know, when I was in GS3, I was trying to, you know, get that artistry thing on lock, and then, you know, I was trying to get names, but like all the names I was using back then were bare whack names. So like, you know, I just said, how about I just stick to one of my original names? I stick to like myself. And then I went to the list of my names, you know, and Oxlade was the weirdest one, and I chose it. Yeah, and, you know, my grandpa always said to him, Oxlade meant rare. It meant a supreme being. It's like a god in human form.
You were saying that this is your second trip to the UK. You was here in 2019.
Yeah.
Now we're here a few years later. Do you have any connections with the UK, any family ties or anything like that?
2019, I came to perform at the O2. Shouts to Wizkid. It gave me my first O2 performance. And then that aside, I think the only family I got here are my fans.
Straight.
Feel me? People that stream my music, because you invest into my career. The little things you call streaming, the little almost 3 minutes you stream my songs on Spotify is investing in my life and adding value to my career. So like I'll call them my family equally as my fans.
Some people might say it's a bit lazy, but you know, a lot of people see you as an Afrobeats artist. You know what I'm saying? They seem to label every artist that comes out of Africa as an Afrobeats artist the majority of times. You know what I mean? You're also being called a Afropop artist, which is a subgenre of Afrobeats. How do you feel about that?
It's not lazy if you call any African creative musician an Afrobeats artist, because Afrobeats is the umbrella of all genres in African music right now. You know, we got Afropop, we got Afro hip hop, we got Afro trap, and you know, we got subgenres under Afrobeats. And it's not, I would never agree that it's lazy to call any African creative singer an Afrobeats artist. I need to put that one out there for facts. And it feels great to be called an Afropop, Afrobeats artist, because that's what I do. First of all, what people don't understand is Afrobeats is when you add the element of Africanness into any genre. Be it reggae dancehall, be it R&B, as long as there's an Africanness, the lyricism, the tempo, the bounce, you know, the slangs you use makes it Afrobeats. So like, you know, it's not like Afrobeats is just a name or a capital of all the artists. It's a thing, it's a process, it's existing. You get me? Like even Americans are starting to do Afrobeats now. I mean, people like Drake opened the door for Afrobeats. Shouts to them. People like D'banj, when he was with the Moheats, featured Snoop Dogg on a song called I think Endowed, and then he dropped Oliver Twist. So trust, like Afrobeats has always been like, you know, in the air, but now thank God that, you know, the whole world is receiving it properly good.
The understanding is paramount, man. I think like the last 10 years has seen a real growth in the Afrobeats understanding and the music going worldwide. Before that, one might say Reggae Dancehall was definitely doing its thing. And then a lot of people have said maybe that the growth of Afrobeats has maybe put Reggae Dancehall a bit into the shadows. What do you feel about those arguments?
Reggae Dancehall is still clear. I mean, you can't touch it. We Afrobeat artists even tap from Reggae Dancehall. It's that crazy. Some of our bounces are Reggae Dancehall. So like I feel like without Reggae Dancehall, some elements of Afrobeats might be missing. So it's like Afrobeats is like a mixed hybrid of, you know, different sounds, you know, from both Reggae Dancehall to the actual African bounce and to the Afro swing, to everything. But you know, I wouldn't say Reggae Dancehall is going to extinct. I just feel like, you know, this is a certain era where, you know, Afrobeats is just doing its thing. When, you know, Reggae Dancehall was, you know, popping, nobody said hip hop was dying. Get me? Nobody said grime or drill was dying. So like nobody should, you know, off the shine of Reggae Dancehall because of Afrobeats, because Reggae Dancehall also comes from Africa, if we were being honest, because the Jamaicans actually are black and all black people come from Africa. So it's still Africans trying to represent regardless.
Anyone who's looked on your IG, anyone who can see the visuals right now today can see that you're about this swag life. You know what I'm saying? You got the swag. Many might call you a fashionista. Now, where do you get your swag influence from, man?
Bare people, man. Like I do researches, you know. I go through the net to see what's popping, what's unique, what's new. I try to think of something new to create, you know. And, you know, I got bare people I look up to out there that hold it down. And, you know, because of them, I have no choice. I can't slack. Yeah, so like my fashion is a very major part of me. It's a big element in my music, and along the line, I plan to take it to the next level.
Let's not front on the fact that you have a huge female fan base out there. Female fan base all over the world. I can't imagine what your DMs are like. I don't know how you're dealing with the DMs, man. How are you dealing with the fact that your status has been rising over these last few years, and along with that comes a lot more attention from the women? You know what I'm saying? How are you dealing with that, man?
I feel like God wouldn't give you something you can handle. Yeah, so like definitely, I'm trying my best.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of artists turn crazy from that extra female attention.
I mean, you're a talent, you're special, you're a star. It's bound to happen, but you know, you have to always keep your head straight, keep your head in the game, less distractions. You know, you can appreciate them if they, you know, reach out and say sweet things, but you know, also keep your head in the game. Understand the difference between fans and friends. So like, you know, keep that mutual respect for your fans, you know, and things will go smooth for you.
I feel like reading in between the lines, what you're saying is that this is normal for you. Before the status, you had that, and now you got the status. It's just normal. It's the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. But you know, I appreciate every single female out there supporting my music, because you feel me. Like I feel like the females actually are the community. the females push the songs. I mean, when you put out a song, for example, no man is trying to make snaps to it. It's the things, it's the pies. So like, you know, when a girl makes a snap to a song, 5 other girls are like, what song is that? So they are the actual promo machinery to push in your love songs. I mean, if you do songs that are appealing to them. So yeah, we need the women also to, you know, to push and move forward.
So let's talk about Away. I mean, this song really made a big impact. Some people might say this was like a turning point in your career. How would you describe what that song done for your career and your life, man?
I put out Away in the pandemic, and you know, according to how it's meant to be, there was no promotional, you know, machinery for me to push the song. I couldn't go to the radio station. I couldn't go nowhere. The song was popping. I couldn't make bag from it because of the pandemic. But you know, everything happens for a reason. And you know, that song is 2 years old. Like yesterday became 2 years old, and it has like over like 70 million streams on all platforms just Away. So you know, it makes it very obvious that, you know, that song is a blessing to me. And you know, I wish to create more classics like that.
Of course. The pros and cons of having a big song like Away is that the bar rises and people expect more from you. The numbers are big. Are you an artist that checks your numbers on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or anything like that?
I'm not a numbers person, bro. I just enjoy my music. The numbers can, you know, change your mood. I don't think the numbers should be anything you worry about for now, because you're a work in progress. And when the numbers you deserve start to come, you would get it. You feel me? So right now, I'm just at the process where I'm just trying to put in the work and push and push and push. And definitely when the staggering numbers start to come, I mean, everybody will see it for themselves.
Straight.
Yeah.
Something I speak to a lot of artists about is the fact that the numbers are very much pushed out there by the label, the managers, the PR, and those mediums will have you think that the numbers make a song the best thing since sliced bread. And they will lead you to believe that because a song's doing big numbers, it's much better than the songs that's doing less numbers. So in your opinion, how do you feel there is a correlation between songs with big numbers and how good a song is? How much of a correlation in your opinion?
You can have the greatest song on earth and not have the machinery and mechanism to push it. So I also advise, in as much as you're trying, as an artist, in as much as you're trying to push your music to the next level, also be cautious of, you know, the promotional strategy you want to use. Find the right team that'll push your music. Find a group of people that believe in you, and you know, the heaven is like, the sky is like the starting point for you. And the whole mentality that, you know, some good songs that don't got numbers are trash is big cap. I feel like, for example, CK's Love Wants is like a 3 or 4 year old song, and now it's on Billboard. So I mean, good music will always find its way to the top if God wants it.
Surulere is the place in Lagos, Nigeria that you're from. To anyone who hasn't been there, give them a tour guide of that place, man.
One of the biggest artists to ever do it in Africa is from there. His name is Wizkid, and he sang a song about one of the areas in Surulere called Ojolegwa. I'm sure you know that song, and you know, it's the ghetto, man. That's where you see, you know, hustlers, talented crop of boys, you know, trying to push it to the next level. And you know, I'm so proud of that area, because you know, we got bare ambitious people there, and we have a lot of superstars that came from Surulere. So like, you know, I'm lucky to be one of, you know, the people on that list, and you know, I'm planning to take the name of my hood to the next level.
Crazy. I mean, it's so important to put your ends on the map, right? And fly the flag for your ends.
Word.
Is there any other artists that want to come up from around there that you feel like people need to know about?
To be honest, man, Surulere Lagos has thousands of talents, and it's gonna be quite unfair if I mention one, and you don't want me going to my streets and, you know, man, they're pulling out a gun. I didn't mention any.
Oh my days.
But I could mention those that, you know, that broke out from Surulere, you know, because like, it's a thing of pride. It's a thing of joy when you see a fellow hood hustler make it out of the streets. You feel me? So like, you know, shouts to everybody that actually made it out of Surulere and every other hood in Lagos and Nigeria, in Africa generally. Shouts to every street hustler that made it to the top.
If someone hasn't been to see you at a live show, how would you kind of explain it, man? You know what I mean? How it gets down.
Try to
Oxlade live show.
Try to watch my live shows on YouTube. You understand? It's there. I don't need to explain it to you. I think action speaks louder than words. And if you want to see how Oxlade performs live, there are bare live video performances of me on YouTube. Go have first-hand experience of it, so you know what your money's going to be all about.
Pray before you get on that stage?
Definitely. I pray before I do anything. Prayer is like my shield to everything. Guides me from all toxic and negative energy.
You perform sober?
depending on where I'm at, depending on the availability of anything, I could use. But like most times, I don't like relying on stuffs. I prefer, my natural strengths. So like, regardless of wherever I find myself, I always deliver. Yeah.
Coming from the church, a lot of artists do, a lot of artists don't. Did you feel any pressures to keep your music more on the clean, less ratchet side? Or you just like, this is just how I'm doing it?
There's nothing like ratchet music in my discography.
No, I know there isn't. But I'm saying, is that the reason why?
I just feel like there's more to music than, gospel. I'm definitely making a gospel album before I die, which is, one of those stuff I plan on doing. But, God created us in his image, and there's nothing bad in exalting another woman. Do you understand? There's nothing bad in talking about important things. I think music is beyond just, worshiping God. Music is also like a tool to pass information. Music is also a tool to heal yourself from certain type of pains. Music could also, fix your sorrow. So music is multi-purpose. It's not just, to worship God. Because if God didn't want us to use music for other things, he wouldn't give us the knowledge to do it. Yeah.
Talk to me about connecting with Melvitto and this song that is definitely organically blown up, man, and it's definitely had an impact in the UK.
Wait For You is like, I think it's a 3-year-old song, 4-year-old song. I made it when I was like nothing. When I didn't even have any hit song. And, it happens to be my most streamed song on Spotify. It has more numbers than Away, surprisingly. And shouts to the UK. It's the most, visible place where my the song Wait For You pops. And, when I go to certain places and I perform songs, they actually ask for those songs. And, Wait For You made me understand that, music could pop at different regions, and you shouldn't even take it personal if it doesn't pop in your ends. You feel me? When I come to the UK, Wait For You is quite big, but in Nigeria, nobody really knows it. So, you just have to find your market, find your target audience, and you feed them properly.
So you kind of said to me off mic about, making music for particular regions. Do you see yourself making any like dance music in the future like that? You know what I mean? Really exploring that field of music?
Dance music?
Like electro music?
Oh, electro music. Definitely. I might try to touch that one. I'm still young and I feel like I have loads of things to achieve. I have loads of things to touch. And definitely, that's a very good, thank you. That's a very good one. I should think of that. Yeah.
So what are some of the long-term ambitions for Oxlade, man?
Long-term ambition is to be as myself as possible as I can be. To be one of the biggest Afrobeats exports to ever do it. And to stay true to myself, because, fame and success could change who you are. So, like, in as much as I'm trying to be big, I want to stick to being myself.
Straight.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about a forthcoming project? An album, an EP, a mixtape? You got anything like that?
It's a project, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. It's a project, yeah. Definitely getting a project from Oxy. The best project Oxy ever gave out, because I put my blood and sweat in this one. I put my pain, I put my happiness, I put everything in this one. So definitely it's going to be worth it.
Getting it this year?
Definitely.
All written by you?
All. Yeah. I mean, I got some songs there written by, I got songwriters also supporting, because, a man is not an island. In as much as majority of all my songs, all the songs I ever put out have been written by me. But this current album, I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to, invite more creatives into my world. I want to see how, more people can impact into my music, because, two heads are better than one. And no man is an island. I'm always open to learning new things. So yeah.
And one of your current songs, Want You, big love song.
Thank you.
I feel like when you write a song like this, you definitely, I'm not a songwriter, but I feel like, do you have a person in mind in particular when you write a song like this, or do you just write it generally?
My life is like, I pick episodes of series of things that happened in my life, and I turn them into inspiration for my songs. So like, I just go through like my memory lane, and I just remember something that happens, and it just births a song. Definitely, like that's how my writing patterns are. So like most times when I want to write a song, probably a love song, I just, think deep about, what happened in the past, and, probably what's currently happening in my life. I mean, situations inspire my music. My past situations, my current situations, my environment, my life, the country I come from, what I represent, my family, God. So like anything can actually inspire my music. Yeah.
So you write the majority of your own material, right?
The ones that are out now, everything was written by me. every single thing.
How did you sharpen that pen? How did you cultivate that songwriting talent? Because that's sometimes underestimated, you know, that talent right there.
You know, in secondary school, I started off as a rapper. So, like, you know, the lyrics was always there. But, you know, back in secondary school, I couldn't sing because, you know, back then, singing were for the girls. And, you know, if you sang, you were moist, you were tagged moist. And, you know, peer pressure didn't let me sing in school. So most times I was rapping. So I didn't know I was actually improving my pen. I didn't know why I was rapping. But, you know, I forced myself to rap. And then all of a sudden, the poetic justice just started happening. And, you know, thanks to God, thanks to you for appreciating the lyrics. I mean, that's how we found it. That's how I'm here.
So the next part is that you started as a rapper and you was writing, and then you developed a vocal ability.
So the thing is, I've been singing for a long time.
On the low then.
On the low, in the church. But in school, I didn't have enough confidence to sing, so I started to rap. So I blended both features together and it created Oxlade.
And that's how we get here.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, the future is very bright, man. They say my interviews are hotter. SK Vibemaker, Oxlade. How about that?
SK Vibemaker.